Hi Summit Stars, it's Mrs. Prost, and today we are going to talk about comparing two different books by the same author. So the author we are studying this week is Patricia Polacco, and our learning goal is written up here. I can compare two texts by the same author. So when we say the word text, we're talking about a book or a passage or anything that's in writing. In third grade, we use the word text a lot, so it's good to get used to hearing and using that word. So I know that you have already listened to my rotten redheaded older brother. And if you haven't listened to this story yet, you should go back to Monday or Tuesday's module and listen to it first before you watch this video. Also, if you don't have a paper and pencil nearby, go ahead and grab one so you can take some notes. And you can always pause me at any time. So in my rotten redheaded older brother, we learned about characters who lived in Michigan. So Patricia Polacco is from Michigan. That's also where I'm from too. And here is a picture of her. And she has written so many special books for kids. So the book that we are going to read today is Rotten Richie and the Ultimate Dare. So when we're finished reading, we are going to compare the two books and we're going to talk about what is similar and what is different. Right now, you may have already noticed that both books have Richie in them. So when you're thinking about two books by the same author, you can compare the characters, you can compare the setting, and the different kinds of things that happen in the book. So already I know that when we're finished reading, we're going to write down that both books have Richie in them. As you are listening to Rotten Richie and the Ultimate Dare, please be taking notes and writing down things that you notice that are similar to my rotten redheaded older brother. So here we go. Rotten Richie and the Ultimate Dare by Patricia Polacco. Our mom loved us both more than anything. She always told us that. She saw to it that Richie could play hockey on the junior team, and I could take ballet at Miss Baronet's ballet school. Richie had his precious old hockey team, but ballet was my life. Even Mrs. Barrett said I showed great promise. What I loved about ballet class was Richie wasn't there. Rotten Richie and the Ultimate Dare. As if life wasn't bad enough having to endure my rotten redheaded older brother all summer, my mom, brother, and I had to move away from Grandpa and Grandma's farm in Union City to Battle Creek to be closer to Mom's teaching job. Now I was going to be the new kid at school. But even worse than that, my rotten brother was going to be in the same school as I was. He was the black hole in my universe, the embarrassment of my life. The frog in my punch bowl, the spider in my cereal, the wart on my cookie, the slug in my jello, the snake in my soup. In other words, this new school was going to be a disaster, all because of him. I mean, he picked his nose and looked at it. He chewed with his mouth open. He spat when he talked. He made rude noises with his armpits. An odor. My rotten red-headed older brother stank. He reeked of stale bubble gum mixed with rancid peanut butter and putty gym socks with overtones of wet puppy. So another similarity I'm noticing is in both books, the main character really doesn't like Richie, her brother. At school, he was everywhere. Our first day at Fremont Elementary School, Richie put fake dog poop in the middle of the hall floor. He even poured water onto it, and it looked real. Then he stood and watched as the whole school was plastered against the walls trying to walk around it. He'd struck again. Then, just as I passed, he hollered, "Hey, look, there's my little sister." I wanted to die. As time passed, I managed to make some good friends. After all, they knew it wasn't my fault to have someone like Richie in my family. One night at the dinner table, I was telling Mom about ballet class and our upcoming recital. "I heard the mayor will be there. His daughter dances at Miss Barent's. And Mama, Miss Barent picked me to do the special adagio with Paul LeBlanc," I squealed. "He's the best dancer in the whole school." My brother snorted and rolled his eyes. "Look, Mama, I do a grand tour jeté and rond de jambe en l'air and almost 36 relevés." I got up and demonstrated. Mom clapped and cheered. "Aw, I could do that with my eyes closed," Richie croaked. "You cannot," I protested. "Can too," he countered. "Can not," I screamed. "Too," he said with a sneer. "Well, ballet is harder than dumb old hockey any day," I hollered. "It's not," he chortled. "All hockey is skating around in circles with a crooked stick. Chasing a little lump of rubber. Babies can do that," I bellowed. "Stop it, both of you," Mom scolded. "What difference does it make as long as you both are doing what you enjoy?" All the rest of the evening, Richie danced around me on his tippy toes, making rude sounds. "Tweet, tweet," he teased, and just before I got into bed, he stuck his head in my doorway and made kissing sounds and said, "Trisha's in love with Paul LeBlanc. Tweet, tweet, tweet." The next morning at school, I could hear his weaselly voice echo down the hallways. He was telling his greasy little friends on the hockey team about my doing a ballet duet with Paul LeBlanc. Then they all laughed and made tweeting sounds and danced around on tiptoes too. They kept it up all day. Finally, I had enough. At recess, my two friends from ballet class and I marched up to Richie and his friends on the hockey team. "Oh, Richie," I cooed, "if you think ballet class is so darn easy, come to my ballet school, be in my recital." I crossed my arms and waited for his answer. Richie's friends chuckled, but they were watching Richie to see what he would do. "Humph," is all he could manage to say. "I dare you," I said defiantly as a crowd gathered around us. Richie's eyes darted around nervously. Now I had him. "I double dare you," I added as I drew up nose to nose. Richie just stood there snorting and steaming at me. "I triple dog dare you, with skin dews and chew-ups," I sneered. His friends reeled in disbelief. I had breached etiquette in passing double dog dare and going directly to the triple with skin dews and chew-ups. Now there was no way out for him. He had to accept. He kicked the ground. "Well," he muttered, then his eyes narrowed. Okay, I'll do it." I looked triumphant, and everyone cheered. Richie and his teammates suddenly dropped to a close huddle. They whispered for a time. Then they all looked at me. "On one condition," Richie leered. "I'll go to your demo ballet classes, learn your dumb old dances, and be in your stupid old recital, but only if you practice with the team and play one game with us." His teammates glared at me. I thought for a moment. After all, I had poise, great balance, endless stamina. Ballet had given me all of that, and hockey was only skating. And I loved to skate. What could be so hard about this? "Okay, dog breath, you're on," I heard myself saying. "Okay, Twerp, our game is next week, so you'll have a week to practice." "No sweat, Burlap," I shot back. "You'll have a month to practice for my recital." Richie got permission from his coach and the league to let me practice and play just one game. I guess it wasn't easy, but he managed to do it. I practiced hard all week. The next week, at Fremont Elementary School, The next week, all of Fremont Elementary School was there for the game, even Mr. Thomas, the principal. He and all of the teachers were in front row. I was a little nervous. The coach's wife helped me suit up in the closet of the locker room. "Geez, this stuff is heavier than it looks," I said to her. "Well, dear, this is a contact sport and we have to protect your bones from breaking and your teeth from getting knocked out," she said cheerfully. Bones? Teeth? I began to wonder if I had bitten off more than I could chew. That was assuming I'd even be able to do that after this game. By the time Richie helped me out onto the ice with the rest of the team, I could barely stand up. But the more I skated around, the better I felt. A whistle blew and everyone cheered for our team, the Battle Creek Beavers. I raised my hand to wave and fell flat on my behind. It was slippery out there. One of the Beavers helped me up. That's when I saw the team we were playing against explode onto the ice. My stomach turned. The Saginaw Sonics, each and every one of them must have weighed 400 pounds. "Face off," the referee called out as the two captains faced off. They looked real mean at each other. The referee was about to drop the puck between them. "Where do I go, Richie?" I called out to my brother down the line. "Just stay out of our way. When that puck hits the ice, the race is on." Then the ref dropped it. There was a blur of sticks, flashing jerseys, and pinging skate blades. I headed straight for the wall to hang on. I saw the puck heading for me. It bounced off the wall and stopped right next to me. I just stood and looked at it. "Hit it! Hit it!" the Beavers yelled at me. I heard what sounded like a locomotive and saw the Saginaw Sonics closing in. Boom! They plastered me against the wall. Their sticks cringed, banged, and cracked as they tried to get the puck. Finally, a whistle blew and they piled off of me. All that patting sure didn't seem to help much. "You let him body check you, Twerp. I told you to stay out of the way," my brother yelled as he zoomed by. The teams faced off over and over again. Now I knew what to do. Stay away from both teams. I saw Richie line up the perfect shot at the Sonics' goal. Just as he was about to slap it in, one of the Sonics put out his stick and tripped him. I steamed right up to that big old Sonic and beamed him with my stick. "You're not playing fair," I screamed. I heard a whistle blow. The referee grabbed me, opened the side gate, and threw me onto a bench. "High sticking," he bellowed. "Penalty goes against the Beavers. Number 12, 5 minutes in the penalty box." So that's what was happening. This was sweet. All I had to do was trip a Sonic with my stick, and I would be sent to the penalty box. I could stay in here for the whole game. By golly, my plan worked like a charm. I spent almost the entire game in the penalty box. By the third period, the score was 4-4. Our team had played a great game. The Beavers outskated, outshot, and outplayed the Sonics on every front. And just as we were going to score the winning goal, all of the Sonics piled on to all of the Beavers and started a fight. When the fight was over, almost all of the Sonics, except the goalie, were in the penalty box. All of the Beavers were too. "You're back out in the ice, 12. Let's go," the ref barked as he opened the door and pushed me out. There I was, all by myself, out on that ice with the biggest, meanest, ugliest Sonic of all. It was their shot, and I alone had to guard our goal. I hung out on to the